All right, welcome everybody back again for this Grand Forks Squirt B1 Aviators team playing their second game against West Fargo this afternoon. Got a little lunch in the boys and girls. Had wild bills after that first game. Now out on the ice, warming up, getting ready for the second game against West Fargo. This time it'll be West Fargo Black that the Aviators will be taking on. If I remember right, over the years, West Fargo typically splits their teams up evenly, similar to the way Grand Forks does it. Um, I have talked to a few other parents at other towns that they tier them and they make one team a little bit better than the other one, call them the same level, but doesn't really do the players any good by doing it that way. So we'll see if West Fargo kind of kept their teams even here. So it should be a good matchup between the Aviators and the Stampede once again here. We got about 2 minutes left to warm-ups, and then we'll get this game underway. Obviously, a lot better viewing for you folks at home now that we have an elevated position to film from here at the West Fargo Sports Arena. Playing on the big sheet, too, which is nice. There's another sheet behind us that has a little less seating, so you're up against this netting that you can see a little bit probably on the screen and causes it to come out of focus a lot more, but luckily, we're playing on the big sheet. The only game going on here at the moment. We walked in about an hour ago and nothing was going on. This is the only game showing for this time slot. There is another game later on this afternoon showing West Fargo versus Grand Forks, but it didn't say what level that was for. I'm assuming it's probably a Pee Wee or Bantam game, though. About a minute left to go. Warm-ups here, and we'll get this second game underway. So a little recap from this morning for anybody that's on that didn't see that one. Big win for the Aviators over the other West Fargo team. Grand Forks opened the scoring in that second period. Made it a 1-0 game, but West Fargo came storming back, scoring 2 unanswered to make it a 2-1 game, but the Aviators didn't sit around long as they ended up scoring a couple goals in under 30 seconds. Actually made it a 5-2 game at one point. West Fargo was able to get another one on the board late in that third period, making it 5-3, but that's the way it would stand. The Aviators would walk out of the building victorious, winning that one 5-3. So they're hoping to do it here again this afternoon over here in West Fargo. Be able to go home celebrating 2 victories, but they'll have to play well again and have to work as a team as they did this morning to pull out another victory here this afternoon. Both teams gathering around their goaltenders, getting ready to head to the benches. See, it doesn't really show. It shows the team names. You can't really see the time of the score unless I zoom up here a little bit. It might come into focus, but I don't know why the camera does that. But either way, here we go. See the Aviators gathering around their goaltender, Sam Hines, getting ready to get this game underway. Refs are ready to go at center ice. Looks like a little bit of arguing going on the part of the Aviators, but they do break the huddle and head to the benches. So looks like it'll be Macklin's line starting for the Aviators. Eli and Soren are his wingers. It'll be Tucker and Porter on defense. 15 minutes up on the board. We are ready to go here. Puck is down, one back by West Fargo. They played a little pitch and catch here into neutral zone. Try to work it up through the middle here and taken away by Macklin. He tries to push it forward to one of his wingers, but West Fargo get control. But nice job by Porter. McWilliams steals that one away. Eli will work this one down the zone. He loses an edge, goes down. West Fargo takes control. They work it back out in the neutral zone. Porter trying to poke that one away. Tucker, the lone man, back for the Aviators. Shot sent on. That one goes off of Sam's glove up and over the net. Battle for it here. It comes loose to Soren. Soren will skate this one forward. He chips it off the boards, goes around the defenseman, getting chased down by a West Fargo player, but is able to get it down into the West Fargo end. He'll shoot this one on. Goaltender will make the save. Looks like he'll hold on, and we're going to face off. So it looks like it'll be Evans' line coming out. He'll have Jace to his right. Looks like Barron to his left. And it'll be Caleb and Teeny on defense. This one's one back. Teeny will keep it in, sends it over to the near side. Trying to get it to Eli, but off of his stick out in the neutral zone. But steals it back. Try to get it up to Barron. Caleb has it once again. Caleb moves back to this side with it. Tries to bring it into the Stampede end. Gets around the defenseman, down into the zone, but West Fargo will take control once again. They go behind their net, send it up the wall, comes up to the point. Teeny tries to keep it in. They say onside. Teeny pushes it down into the corner. West Fargo gets control once again. Evan tried to steal it away. West Fargo sends it through the middle. This one will be kept in by Caleb. He sends a shot towards the net. Doesn't quite make it all the way. Barron goes over to try to steal this one away. West Fargo sends it up the wall. Teeny sends a shot on net. That goes bouncing in. Goaltender has to fight that save off. Picked up by Jace. Try to give it over to Caleb. Caleb keeps it at the blue line. Takes a look. Takes a shot. That one goes just wide. Barron will grab this one in the corner. You get hooked by a West Fargo player here. Now tries to put a little shoulder in him. West Fargo sends it out, and this one will come all the way down. Looks like it'll go in on Sam. He'll have to make the save here. He passes it off to Caleb. Caleb looking for options, sends it up to Evan. Evan slows things down. Brings it into the zone. Cuts to the middle. Forehand shot. Goes off the goaltender's mask into the far corner. Barron jumps on it. West Fargo wraps it around behind the net. They try to chip it up the wall, but Jace stole that one away for a second. He has the puck now. Works it towards the net. Got his pocket picked there a little bit. West Fargo sends it through the middle, kept in by Porter. Race for it to the far side. West Fargo trying to get around Porter, but Porter stands tall and keeps that puck back towards the West Fargo end. That goes off of his stick once again. It comes loose to Tucker. Tucker sends one up the wall. That'll go down into the West Fargo end. Arm up. Looks like we're going to get an icing call here on the Aviators, so we'll head back down to their end for a face-off. So it looks like Macklin will take the face-off. He's got Grady and Carter Henkschleben with him. Porter and Tucker still up playing defense for the Aviators. West Fargo sends it out to the point. Shot sent on. Gets blocked by Porter. West Fargo gets control of it again. They work it out to the point. Carter trying to poke that one out. Centering pass. That's off the mark. Goes all the way through to the far side. West Fargo feeds it out to the point. Shot sent on. Blocked by Grady's stick. Porter will skate this one forward. Carving his way through. Gets around a couple players. Loses the handle on that one. Retreats to his defensive spot. West Fargo goes behind their own net. They'll send it up the sidewall here. Now out into the neutral zone. Chips and goes around Tucker down in the corner. Carter chasing after this one. West Fargo pushes it into the far side where Macklin grabs it. Tried to feed it up to Grady. Comes up to the point. West Fargo shot set on. Gets stopped by Porter. He tries to clear it out. Now Grady's turn. Shot sent on by West Fargo. They're going to try to wrap this one around. Puck comes loose, picked up by Carter. Carter skates it forward. If they hurry, 3-on-2. Player comes off the bench for West Fargo. Carter trying to hand it off, gets it over to Grady. Went off his skate. Carter gets it back, pushed on towards the goaltender. It'll be Macklin in the corner. He makes a nifty little move, slips it through the player's legs, lost the handle on the second try, and back comes West Fargo with some speed. Trying to get through the defense. Tucker comes over, shot on, glove saved by Sam, holds on. We'll get a face-off. 10.5 minutes left to play your first period. Shot shown in favor of Grand Forks, 4-3, but we're still scoreless, 0-0. Face-off, he's out there with, looks like Eli and Sorens again. Sent through the middle here, picked off by Eli. He's trying to get through the defense. Is past him. He's on a breakaway, all alone in on the goaltender. Makes a move, gets a shot off. Goaltender makes a nice save. Another attempt there by Soren. Eli comes out from the corner, stuff attempt. It looks like right into the goalie's pads, holds on, and we'll get a face-off. So a good opportunity there for the Aviators, getting a couple chances at it, but West Fargo goaltender standing tall and keeping that one out of the net. Oh, Evan will take the face-off here. Look to win this one back to Teeny. Teeny and Caleb on the ice here. Defenseman for the Aviators. Puck coming out to the blue line, but kept in by Caleb. He seals it off along the boards as well. Eli and Evan were in there digging it out. Comes loose to West Fargo. They like to go behind their own net. Tried to get around Evan. Evan stole that one away in the corner. Works it out front, trying to get a backhand off. There's a shot and a goal. Eli gets the Aviators on the board. Evan fed it out front, took a shot. Rebound cleaned up by Eli. And the Aviators have a 1-0 lead here in the first period. So 9:48 to go. Aviators score first, take the 1-0 lead. Evans' line stays out there. It comes to Tucker. Tucker feeds it up, gets it to Eli. Eli down the right side into the corner. Poked off of a West Fargo stick by Evan. He spins away from one player. Picked up by West Fargo, though, and they'll skate this one out. Into the Aviators zone, down into the corner. Tucker forces him wide. Centering pass. That one's knocked away by Porter. He sends one off the wall, comes up to the point, but kept in by West Fargo. They'll dump it back down into the corner. Tucker will grab this one. He backhands one over to Evan. Evan skates it forward, chips it off the wall. West Fargo steps up, trying to keep it in. Looks like they'll be successful. They push it forward, picked up by a West Fargo player. Trying to work it out front here. Good job by Porter. Takes that puck away. West Fargo still with the control, but fed around the corner. It's stolen away by Soren. Now West Fargo takes it right back. They work it down in the corner. Porter trying to seal off the pass out front. Tucker is there as well. Loose stick right here. Eli tries to get this one out of the zone. He is successful, but West Fargo turns it right back in. Shot set on, saved by Sam there, and we'll get a face-off. Down here in the Aviators' end. 8.5 minutes to go. Aviators leading by 1. Shots now in favor of the Aviators, 8-4. As Macklin comes out with his line, he's got, looks like, and Jace with him. West Fargo wins the face-off. Shot point gets sent in. Sam makes the save on that one, kicks it into the corner. Picked up by Teeny. She skates it through the middle. Sends it over to the near side down into the West Fargo end. West Fargo will get on it first. They'll send it up the wall. Gets stopped by the winger. Aviators trying to steal this one back. It'll be Caleb at the point. He sends a shot towards the net. Kicked into the corner by the West Fargo defenseman. Sent out into the neutral zone. Teeny brought that one in a little early as a couple of Aviators were off sides. We're going to whistle on a face-off in front of the Stampede bench. Macklin will take the face-off. Teeny and Caleb on as defensemen here. Caleb tries to push that one forward. Picked up by Macklin. He'll skate this one forward. Has control, but try to slip last defenseman. He would have been in all alone, but good stick poke check there by the defenseman for the Stampede, and the Stampede bring it down into the Aviators' end. Picked up by Jace, chips it up the wall. Big collision there. West Fargo gets control. They feed it back out in the neutral zone. Caleb steps up to try to seal this off. Trying to get the camera down there. Caleb skates it forward, brings it into the zone. Jace just shoots it at the net. The defenseman stopped that one. West Fargo dumps this one down. Looks like it'll go for icing. So we'll reset back down in the Stampede's end for a face-off here as Aviators elect to send out some fresh legs. Looks like it'll be Evan, Carter, and Grady. Porter and Tucker will be the defensemen. So we're going to face off in the far side of the Stampede zone. Evan wins the face-off over to Grady. Grady works it down low, but stolen away by West Fargo. They'll skate this one up the wall. Carter comes over, pushes it up to Grady, but West Fargo trying to bat this one out. Here's Evan sends a slap shot on. Goaltender steers it into the corner. West Fargo tried to fire that one out, but stolen away by Carter down the side. Works it to the middle. Shot sent on. That one whistled just by the post. Another attempt trying to get it behind the goaltender. Looks like he got a leg over there. He's able to cover that one up. We get a whistle on a face-off. 6:48 remaining. Aviators with a 1-0 lead, leading in the shot department as well, 10-5. This face one back comes to Porter. Porter surveying, shoots, trying to get it on net. Gets to Carter. Carter backhands one towards the net, but a little bit wide. Comes back to Carter along the wall. West Fargo steals that one away, though, and they work it down into the Aviators' end. Tucker met him at the blue line, stopped it for a second. Now they dump it in. Tucker stops that one with a stick, goes behind his own net, takes a look. Slips away from one, cuts through the middle. Backhands one up, gets it up to Carter. Carter brings it into the zone, tries to go right down Main Street. He gets knocked down, arm goes up. Penalty coming here to West Fargo. The Aviators are going to power play. So it looks like a checking call here on West Fargo. We're going to face off in the West Fargo end. 6:11 to go here in the first period. Minute 30 goes up on the board, so 5-on-4 power play for the Aviators. They'll look to extend their lead, try to make it a 2-0 game. Macklin will take the face-off. He's got Soren and Eli out there with him. West Fargo gets control of the face-off, though. They'll chip this one out of the zone. They have numbers. Down they go. Shot sent on. Sam makes a glove save. Puck loose. Goes off the post. Doesn't go in the back of the net. Sam reaches back with the blocker. Gets it covered up. And we're going to face off here in the Aviators' end. Face off one back. Shot sent on, rolls in on Sam. He'll cover that one up. We're going to face off here again on the near side. They're supposed to put a minute 30 up, but I think they put 2 minutes up because there's still a minute 25 left to go on the power play here for the Aviators. So they're not going to argue about that one. This one pushed in the corner will be picked up by Caleb. Caleb works it behind the net, feeds it over to Soren. Soren will skate this one forward. Now he passes up to Macklin. Macklin slips around one player, but West Fargo steals that one away. Macklin steals it back, though, and pushes into the zone. Defenseman loses his footing. Eli chases after this one. Overskated a little bit, but he pushes it into the far corner. Macklin will chase after it. He gets there first, gives it off to Soren. Soren gives it back to Macklin. A little bit out of the reach of Macklin there, and I'll come over to the near side. West Fargo try to push it up the boards, but sealed off nicely there by Macklin. Pushed down in the corner. Eli chases after it. He'll grab it behind the net, slips away from one West Fargo player, now turns back the other way. Backhands one out front, defended nicely. They feed it out front again. Puck's in the blue paint. Gets pushed behind the net, though. Aviators put a little bit of pressure on. Backhand shot here goes off the goaltender's shoulder and sits up on top of the net, so we get a whistle. And we're going to face off here in the Stampede end. Both teams send out some fresh players, so 21 seconds still in the power play here. 4:54 to go in the first period. Aviators leading by 1. It'll be Evan to take the face off. He'll have Barron and Jace with him. Porter and Tucker on as defensemen. Face off wins back to Tucker. Tucker takes a look. Slips around 1. Works it forward. Shot sent on. That one hits the crossbar. Bounces up and over the net. Jace in the corner battling for this one. Now Evan grabs the puck. Comes short side. Gets a backhand off. Goaltender makes a save. West Fargo picks it up. Player coming out of the box for the Stampede. Oh, back to 5-on-5. Tucker sent one on net there, but didn't quite get all the way to the goalie. Here's Evan in the slot. Spins away from one player. Trying to get a shot off here. Hits the side of the net. Picked up by Jace in the corner. Lost the handle on that one. West Fargo will skate it back out. Bouncing puck comes to Tucker. He feeds it forward. Gets it up to Evan. Evan will turn this one right back into the West Fargo end. Down the right side along the boards. Slows things down, feeds it back to Tucker. That one's a little off the mark. It'll go down to the Aviators' end. There'll be a race for it here as a West Fargo player trying to beat him there, but it's going to roll in on Sam. He gets it covered up. West Fargo player goes sliding into the boards, and we'll get a whistle. So it'll be Macklin coming out, centering Carter and Grady. Caleb and Teeny will come out to play defense. One back by West Fargo. Oh, clean it. Went right past the defenseman. They have to retreat back on the neutral zone and regroup here. Sent through the middle. It comes to Caleb. Caleb sends it up the wall. Hits Carter. Carter through the middle. Trying to find Macklin. That was off the mark. West Fargo chipped this one up the wall. Looks like it hit the ref. Tied up along the wall here again. Hit the ref again. West Fargo brings this one in, but Teeny steps up and knocks it away. Sends it back down into the West Fargo end. Grady picks it up. He'll bring it into the zone down the far side. Shot sent on. Goaltender makes the save. Stick lifted there by Grady. Trying to steal this one back. Now Macklin joins in. But West Fargo gains control. They'll skate this one up and out of the zone. Along the boards. Chips it down in. Chases after it. Nice shot by Carter. Gets back to help out his defenseman. Grady gathers it up. He sends it forward. Gets it to Macklin. Big Mac bringing it in, trying to slip around the defenseman. Couldn't quite get past him. Got upended a little bit, but Grady keeps it at the blue line. Behind the net, West Fargo trying to get this one out, but Macklin stole that one away. Battle for it along the wall. Comes out to the point. Caleb keeps it in. It comes to Carter. Carter trying to slip around the defense and gets around. Shots it on. Hits the post. Finds the back of the net. And the Aviators lead this one 2-0. 2:26 remaining here in this first period. The Aviators have a 2-0 lead on a pretty goal by Carter Hangschleben, finding that short side post, and puck directs into the back of the net to make it 2-0. West Fargo wins the face-off, but Porter steps up and pokes that one away. Comes right to Evan. Evan will skate this one in. Gets around one player. West Fargo trying to get this one out. Looks like they'll beat Porter. Tucker slides up to keep it forward. He goes down, loses his stick. Puck is loose. Comes forward, lands on Storen's stick. He tries to stick handle around the defense. Sent down into the Aviators' end. Looks like it went off of Tucker, so no icing. It goes behind the net. West Fargo gets on it first. They try to feed it out front. Tucker picks it up, goes behind his net, takes a look. Feeds it up the wall, gets it to Soren. Soren with some space. He'll skate this one forward. Passes it to the middle. Went off of Evan's stick. West Fargo gets control. They'll chip it off the wall and into the Aviators' end. They'll dump this one on Sam. He'll cover this one up, and we'll get a face-off. Coach is laughing there a little bit. I think Sam was looking at something else when that puck was coming at him, but he found it in time, was able to cover it up. We'll get a face-off here. Evan takes the face-off. Into the corner, Porter and Soren will battle for that one. There comes Lewis over to Evan. He'll skate this one forward. Tries to go around the defenseman. Runs into West Fargo, knocks him over. Porter pushes it forward, gets it back up to Evan. Evan will bring it in. He gets bumped a little bit here. A couple shoves and pushes from each team there. As number 14 for the Stampede and Evan were kind of going at it for a little bit there, but back comes West Fargo. Poked away by Porter. Tucker trying to defend into the corner. Shot sent on, goes all the way through. It'll be picked up by Soren. Soren feeds it to the middle, gets it to Evan. Evan will bring this one forward. Spins away from one player. Knocked down by Porter. He gets control of it. Here's a shot sent on by Porter. Went off of Evan's stick, though. Goaltender directs it into the corner. Picked up by Evan. Lost here. Tucker slides up to try to keep it in. He bounces off the wall, but it looks like West Fargo sends it out. Here's a race. Porter's got to hurry to get back as West Fargo's behind. Coming in on Sam. Sam makes a big save there. Keeps that one out of the net. Tucker chips it up the wall. West Fargo keeps it in as they were changing. In the corner. Porter's trying to steal this one away. Looks like he does. Gets it forward up to, looks like Jace. Jace skates this one out, but West Fargo steals it away. But that is the end of the first period. Aviators leading this one 2-0. So we started on fresh ice. I don't even think we're going to Zamboni. We'll probably play all 3 periods, but we may take a break after the second period. But a pretty good period for the Aviators. I think these box workers are just giving them a shot for everything sent towards the net. But either way, Aviators leading in that department as well, 14-11. They get ready here for the second period. Lots of positives, good puck movement there by the Aviators, sharing the puck, especially in the neutral zone, spreading out the defense of the West Fargo Stampede. Not just always skating it forward, causing the defenseman to zero in on the one guy with the puck, but moving it around, making some passes, getting shots from all over, getting bodies in front of the net, so looking pretty good. Looks like coaches are almost ready to send them back out here for the second period. We'll switch ends. Pretty good back and forth there. Both teams getting some chances. Sam having another stellar performance in net, keeping pucks out of the net for the Aviators. Getting a little bit of luck with that one on the post. Being able to get his blocker back there in time before West Fargo is able to poke it in. It looks like it'll be Macklin out there taking the face off. He's got, I believe, Barron. Nope, yeah, Barron and Jace out there as his wingers. Teeny and Caleb playing defense as West Fargo has control here. They'll chip this one up the wall. It'll come to Teeny. Teeny skates it forward, try to hand it off to Jace. He does eventually push this one into the West Fargo end. Stolen away by Barron here at the blue line, but he lost the handle on it. Does get it right back, though. He'll turn around and bring it right back into the zone. Right down Main Street, trying to get a shot off, trying to beat the goaltender through the legs, but the goaltender makes a nice save, keeps that one out. It'll come up the wall to Caleb. He keeps that one in. Gets it off to Barron. Barron has it again. Tied up along the wall. West Fargo takes it back. They chip and go around Caleb. Here's a 2-on-1 chance. Teeny does a nice job to get back. Shot sent on. Big save there by Sam. Second attempt hits the side of the net. Teeny gets on it. Hands it over to Jace. Jace trying to poke this one out in the neutral zone. Trying to get through a few different Stampede players here. Almost stealing it away again. Now it comes to Macklin along the sidewall. Back to Jace. Jace turning. Trying to get a shot off. Nasty little toe drag there by Jace. But West Fargo 2-on-1 again. Teeny's the lone defenseman back. Does a nice job of blocking that one. She has control of it. Feeds it up to Jace along the wall. Jace chips it forward. This will go down the West Fargo end. Arm up. Ref on the backside said no, but the ref up front blew his whistle anyways, and we'll get an icing call. And we'll head back down into the West Fargo end. So Evan, Carter, and Grady come out as the forwards. Porter and Tucker on defense. Evan to take the face off. West Fargo wins it back in the slot, turns, shoots, goes wide, picked up by Tucker behind his own net, slips around from one player, slips another one, passes this one up the wall, gets to Grady. Grady's trying to send it to the far side to Evan, but West Fargo cleaned that up. They'll send it right through the middle to the far corner. They send it back out into the slot, but stopped by Grady. He'll skate this one forward and out of the zone. Slips around one player, brings it down the left side into the zone. Works it towards the front. That goes through everybody. Comes over to the far side to Carter, but he got poked away from him. So there's a race for it. Tucker's going to try to chase this one down. He'll get there first. Tries to dump it out of the zone, but comes right to a West Fargo player. But nice job by Porter helping out his defenseman there. Knocked that puck away. Tucker sends one up the wall. It'll come loose to Carter. Carter will skate this one out. He's going to try to come through the middle here. Gets the defenseman twisting and turning. Shot sent on. Loose puck out front. Grady gets another chance. Puck's still loose. It comes loose into the corner, picked up by Carter. Nice opportunity there by the Aviators, having a couple guys out front after that shot sent on. West Fargo gets control. Stolen away there by Evan. He pushes it forward down into the corner. Battle for it along the wall, picked up by Carter out to the point. Porter tries to keep that one in. Looks like he'll be successful. He sends one towards the net, but stopped by the defenseman. That one goes off of Grady's skates, and West Fargo works it out in the neutral zone, but Tucker steps up and steals that one away. Here's Evan, turns it right back in. Has some room, shot through traffic right into the stomach of the goaltender. He holds on, and we'll get a face-off here down in the Stampede end. 11:48 remaining second period. Aviators still with a 2-0 lead. Shots, the shot department. Macklin will come out to take the face-off. He's got Soren and Eli with him. Caleb and Teeny on defense. Stolen away by Macklin in the corner. He looks. Sends it over to the near side. Teeny will slide up to stop this one. She sends one towards the net. That ends up going all the way over into the far corner. Picked up by Macklin. West Fargo has it behind their own net. They'll try to work it up the sidewall. Teeny steps up, keeps it in, gets it up to Macklin. Race for it to the far side, trying to keep this one in. Macklin will be successful. Gets it down to Eli. Eli pushes it behind. Soren trying to chase after it. West Fargo has control, and they'll come out of the zone with some speed here through the neutral zone. But Teeny sticks the stick out, pokes that one away. And West Fargo will come in off sides, and we'll get a face-off just outside the zone. Evan takes the face-off, wins one to the near side here, trying to get it to Jace. Jace pushes into the zone. West Fargo gets control. They'll go behind their own net. Send up the wall. This one will come out of the neutral zone where it's picked up by Porter. He makes a couple stops. It comes loose down into the Aviators end, picked up by Tucker. He's going to turn and skate this one forward, trying to slips around. There's a 4-on-1 for the Aviators as Tucker brings it in. He's got guys out front trying to get it out front. Can't quite get it. Does a one-handed pass that gets knocked away easily. And West Fargo will turn it right back out. Through the middle here, picked up by Jace. He backhands one down in the West Fargo end. Chipped up the wall. Porter pushes it back up to Eli. Jace. Jace pushes it into the West Fargo end. They get control and go behind their own net. Trying to work it up that far wall. Barron tried to get a stick on it. Comes loose to Tucker at his own blue line. He pushes it forward, gets it up to Porter. Porter will skate this one forward, but runs it at Jace. Battle for it along the boards. Porter goes down on his butt, picked up by Evan. Evan slips through one player, comes loose to Barron. Barron tried to get a shot off, but it handcuffed him just a little bit, and he couldn't quite pull the trigger. West Fargo was able to clear it out. Tucker retreating, passed through the middle, and nicely poked away there by Porter as it comes all the way through. West Fargo player has it tied up along the wall. Push forward there by Evan. They'll shoot one on. That one tipped right in on Sam. He gets a glove on, it holds on. And we'll get a face-off here in the Aviators' end. 9:25 remaining second period. 2-0 lead for the Aviators. Macklin comes out to take the face-off. He's got Carter and Grady with him. Teeny and Caleb as the defenseman. Sent in on Sam there. Quick whistle. We'll reset and do it again. So I did get an update on Albert. He's missing the game today. Unfortunately, he's at home dealing with an illness. Has been, it sounds like, for the last few days. Actually, him and some of his siblings. So hopefully start feeling better here soon. We can get Albert back out on the ice. Unfortunately, it is that time of the year where cold and flu season, all that junk going around through the schools and kids getting sick. And a parent with multiple kids at home, understand how that happens. Sometimes you try to keep the kids away from each other, but it doesn't really matter. But here's an opportunity for Carter as he gets behind the defense, moves, gets a shot off, finds the back of the net, makes it a 3-0 game. So his second goal of the game for Carter as he extends this lead to 3. But I was saying, try to keep the kids away from each other, but then it turns into another kid getting sick a week later, and then it turns into a month-long thing. It's almost, unfortunately to say, it's almost better for them to all get sick at the same time and get it over with. But this one's won back by West Fargo. So Aviators in control of this game now as they lead 3-0 with about 9 minutes to play in the second period. Here's another opportunity. Shot right off the mask. Bouncing puck comes back in the slot. That was Macklin that rifled that shot. Goaltender not afraid to lift his head and just headbutt that puck out of the air. Macklin along the wall feeds it to the middle. That splits through everybody. West Fargo gets control. Grady trying to stop this puck from coming out, but it comes out of the neutral zone, goes off a teeny stick. Picked up by Caleb in his own zone. He chips one up the wall, goes off of Grady, comes out into the neutral zone down towards the West Fargo end. They chip it right back out. Grady trying to slow it down as he waited for Macklin to get back on side. Brings it into the zone. Stick handles through a couple players. Carter trying to whack that one away, but West Fargo brings it back. Caleb forces him to the outside. Teeny comes over to help out. Fed to the middle. Nice job by Carter Henschleman to get back, get a stick in there and break that up. This one's sent all the way down. Looks like it'll go for icing. Well, Aviators and West Fargo both send out 5 sets of fresh legs each. We're going to face off down here in the Aviators' end. 7:56 remaining second period, 3-0 lead for the Aviators. Having to take the face off. He's got Eli to his right, Turn to his left. Tucker and Porter will be the defenseman, tied up at the dot. Comes to the high slot. West Fargo trying to get a shot off. Porter grabs this one, tries to work it up the wall. Got sealed off nicely there by West Fargo. They send it over the near side where it's picked up by Soren. Soren will skate this one out over the red line. Gets pushed down, arm goes up. Power play coming here for the Aviators as a checking call. They'll face off. Coming into West Fargo end, minute 30 up on the board. Power play opportunity number 2 for the Aviators. Evan will take the face off. Wins it over to Soren. Soren went to the middle. Comes loose, goes into the blue paint, right in on goal. Goaltender holds on. We'll reset and do it again. Evan looks like he's setting up to try to win this one back to Porter. West Fargo gets on it first, though. They'll send it up the wall. It will come to Porter. At the point, he tries to send it over to Tucker. Tucker slides up to try to keep it in at the blue line. Looks like West Fargo will get this one out. They chip and try to go around. There's a race for it. Nice job by Evan to get back. Sent forward here by Eli down into the West Fargo end. He'll chase after the defenseman with the puck. Soren slides up. He keeps it in. Works to down the left wall. Tries to send one on net. Goaltender kicks it into the corner. Evan will pick it up on the far side. He works this one forward. Gets it into the slot. Passes over to Soren, but it kind of handcuffed him there a little bit. Couldn't quite stop that puck, and it comes into the near side corner where Soren pushes it down below the goal line. Evan trying to get after this one. Picked up by Eli. Makes a nice little move. Tries to work it out front. Another chance for it. Here's Evan in the slot. Shot sent on through traffic. Soren trying to clean up the rebound, but couldn't quite find it. There's about 20 seconds left on the power play. Porter sends one towards the net. That one will just wide. Picked up by Eli. He backhands one out front, trying to get it Soren. Then Evan, but Evan got his stick lifted right before he tried to pull the trigger. West Fargo will poke this one out in the neutral zone, but stolen away by Porter. He'll turn, send it in. Not very deep here. There's a battle for along the boards. Evan will dig it loose. Comes off the sidewall. Shots in on, blocked away by the goaltender. Power plays over. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Over to Soren. Soren sends it through the middle. Comes down low. Gets it to Evan. Evan gets it through, but couldn't quite get the puck back as West Fargo regains control, and they'll chip it up. Into the zone they go, down the right side. Tucker slows down that one try as it came through the middle. They got a shot attempt off. It comes rolling in on Sam, but he got a glove on, a little bit of pushing and shoving there. Porter and a player from West Fargo shoving each other a little bit, but no call on that, and we'll play on. So 5:35 to go here. Second period, Aviators with a 3-0. Macklin to take the face off. Teeny and Caleb on defense. The wingers are Jace and Barron. Macklin trying to push this one out. West Fargo keep it in. Knocked away by Caleb. Pinballing here a little bit in the slot as Teeny knocks that one away. Bouncing puck right on the blue line. Stays in now. Bouncing puck coming in. Sam, it got over his stick, but somehow got the pad down. Was able to keep that one out of the net. And we'll get a face off in the Aviators end. The Aviators showing that they got 25 shots to the Stampede 17. You get set, face off in the Aviators end. Turnaround try there for the Stampede, but whiffed on. Barron brings this one right out. Gets around one defenseman. Tries to get around the next. Gets hooked up. Nice defensive play there. There's an opportunity though. Shot sent on by Jace went just wide. Macklin trying to steal it away along the boards, but West Fargo's able to get it out. Here's a 3-on-1. Jace doing a great job of knocking that one away. And Teeny sends it into the sidewall. This one comes loose in the slot right onto Barron's stick. He'll skate this one forward. He tries to chip it forward to Macklin. That's a little bit too far for him, and that goes for icing. So we'll get a face off back down in the Aviators' end. Like Evan will take the face off. Carter and Grady are his wings. Tucker and Porter are the defensemen. Face off push forward. Controlled here by West Fargo. They're trying to feed it over to the side to the wide open winger, but the Aviators swallow that up, and back out comes Carter trying to get around the defenseman. Pushes into the zone. Down in the corner. Feeds it to the middle. That goes off a skate. Evan's going to chase after this to the near side corner. Tried to backhand one up to Grady. Didn't get solid stick on that one, and West Fargo brings it out, trying to work on Tucker. Goes around Tucker. Porter gets back, tripped up. Arm goes up, so a power play coming for West Fargo here whenever the Aviators touch it, which is right there. I believe it'll be Porter. Yep, he'll get a tripping call here. So 5-on-4 opportunity here for the Stampede. 3:53 remaining second period, 3-0 lead for the Aviators, but a power play opportunity for West Fargo for the next minute 30. They win the face-off. They work it towards the net, but poked away by Grady, picked up by Carter. He'll skate this one out, 3-on-2 if they hurry. They bring bring it into the zone. Carter picks it up along the sidewall, sends one on net. Goaltender deflects it behind his own net. West Fargo will pick this one up. They'll skate this one out easily down the far side. Tucker forces the puck away, but West Fargo will get control of it again, but Grady comes over to help out as well. He'll steal that one away. He skates this one forward. Trying to get around 3 defensemen. Brings it into the zone here. Lost the handle on it, but he'll turn and fire this one on net. Goaltender has to make a save. Carter trying to hack at that one, get another shot at it, but West Fargo has control, and they'll skate this one up to the blue line, now out into the neutral zone. Evan comes over, steals it away for the moment, but West Fargo does get in the zone. Here's a 2-on-1, trying to get it to the net, lost the handle on it. They gain control as the Aviators were changing there a little bit. Poked away by Macklin, brings out the neutral zone, forcing them to regroup, but they send it back in too early. We get an offsides call and a face-off coming in front of the West Fargo bench. Only 26 seconds left on the power play for West Fargo here. They haven't really got much going off of it. There's been controlling the play a little bit. Macklin to take the face off. He's got Soren to his left, and then Caleb and Teeny playing. Pushed into the Aviators end, picked up by Teeny. She feeds it up the wall, gets it up to Soren. Soren sends it down into the West Fargo end. It rings around to the far side. About 10 seconds to go on the power play here. Battle for it in the corner. That's killing most of that time. West Fargo will get control. They'll try to feed to the middle, but stolen away by Soren. West Fargo does get it out. Here's a 2-on-1 chance. Teeny to the lone defenseman back. Now a 3-on-1. They feed it over, but off the stick into the corner. They feed it right back out front where a player was standing wide open. Got a shot off, but pushed into the corner. Caleb feeds it up the wall, comes out in the neutral zone. Soren steals it away right between 2 West Fargo players and pushes it down into their end. Send up the wall. Caleb steps up to try to help out, but it leads to a 3-on-1 chance. Nice job by Macklin to get back here, but West Fargo gets a shot off. Glove saved by Sam, holds on, and we'll get a face-off. So a couple odd man rushes there for West Fargo. One of them they did get a good shot off. Sam made a nice save on. The other ones they kind of just killed themselves on, made good passes, smart passes, but just weren't quite on the mark and lost them into the corner, kind of diffusing that whole odd man rush. But there's Barron. Feeds it to the middle, gets it over to Jace. Jace skates it forward. Makes one move, loses it at the blue line, picked up by Porter. He brings it into the zone as he's out of the box. Shot sent on through traffic. Goaltender makes the save, holds on, and we'll get a face-off. Minute 33 to go here. 3-0 lead. Shots shown in favor. The Aviators 28-20. Sent out to the point. Porter. Shot sent on. That one goes wide into the far corner. West Fargo gets there. They send it out. The Aviators tried to stop it, but it goes all the way down. Looks like it'll go for icing. So we'll reset back down on the Aviators' end. Looks like Aviators are going to leave their 5 out there. West Fargo's going to change out the forward group. We're going to face off on the far side of the West Fargo end. Minute 19 to go here, second period. Evan to take the face off. Tied up. West Fargo pushes it out into the neutral zone. Tucker's going to chase after this one in his own zone. He sends it over to Porter. Porter feeds it to the middle. I don't think he tried to do that. Lost control of it. Porter trying to steal this one back, but West Fargo with it still. Does come loose to Porter now. He feeds it forward, gets it to Evan. Evan chips it out. West Fargo defenseman slowed it down. It's tied up along the wall. Porter follows it up. He'll bring it into the zone, feeds it to the middle. Over into the far corner. Jace chases after it. West Fargo rings it around to the near side. Poked away there by Evan. Porter trying to keep it at the blue line, but West Fargo pushes it forward and back to come. Down the near side, Tucker slides over trying to poke it. Down goes the player. No call. I thought we'd see a tripping call, but the refs didn't agree on that one. Coach arguing with the refs here. Ref, ref doing a nice job of arguing back, though, saying, I'm on the far side. That's his call, and he chose not to make it. So take your argument up with him, but I like that. Looks like it'll be Macklin to take the face off. He's got Carter and Grady with him. Caleb and Teeny on as defenseman. West Fargo has control, but stolen away by Carter here. He forces this one out in the neutral zone. About 20 seconds to play here in the second period. West Fargo gets control in their own zone. Picked up by Carter. Carter gets it up to Grady. Grady in the slot, trying to pull the trigger. Got it poked off his stick at the last second. Macklin steals it away, keeps it in the zone. Here's Macklin, works it out front. Has a couple seconds, couldn't quite get the shot off. But that is the end of the second period. The Aviators leading this one 3-0 after 2. It looks like we will not resurface. Zamboni door's still closed. Team's just headed to the bench. The coaches will talk it over again. And then we will get this third period underway. Aviators feeling good, leading by 3 as they get ready for the final 15 minutes. Some more positives in that period for the Aviators. Once again, moving the puck around well. Finding each other out in front, getting bodies to the net, which is key. They were not quite doing that in the first game. They would get shots off. Goaltender would leave a rebound there. It would be easily cleared out by the West Fargo team earlier when we had nobody out front, but obviously doing a lot better job of that this afternoon. Both coaches have their teams gathered around as they talk about what they want to see here in the final 15 minutes. The Aviators will keep putting the pressure on. Don't want to sit back, play that prevent defense. That's when you give up a goal, and then it's hard to get that mentality back of going back on the attack. So just keep attacking here in the third period. West Fargo, they got to start taking chances. Obviously, it's a little difficult at this stage, but when you do get control in your own zone, one of them wingers has got to start shooting out of the zone, try to see if you can get somebody behind the defense, or I'd say create some more odd man rushes, but they've had plenty of them in this game, and the Aviators have done a great job of stopping that. Also, their goaltender helping keep the puck out of the net as we get ready for the third period here. Face it off, push forward. Caleb will bat this one down into the West Fargo end. That's a quick icing, so we're going to face off down in the Aviators end here. Just 6 seconds into the period. Macklin will take the face off. Grady and Carter with him. Teeny and Caleb are the defensemen. Bouncing puck picked up by Grady here. He'll skate this one out. Over the red line, works it to the far side, trying to get around the defenseman. Tried to shoot that one, whiffed on a little bit. Feeds that one up front, went off a stick and hits the side of the net. Teeny's able to keep that one, gets it up to Grady. Grady trying to get a shot off, sent in. Goaltender makes the save, holds on, and we're going to face off. Oh, Fargo changing out their whole group. Aviators leaving out the same line. Face off one back. Comes to Caleb. He feeds it down to Carter. Sent up the sidewall to come back out to Caleb. Caleb will bat this one forward. Skates it around one player. Works it to the front of the net. Shot sent on. Goaltender makes the save. Puck still loose. Comes squirting out, but West Fargo will get there first. Teeny trying to keep it in, but couldn't quite. The Aviators had to regroup. Carter was still offsides when Grady fired that one in. So we get an offsides call. And the Aviators will take the chance to send out some fresh legs. Looks like be Evan with Eli and Soren. Tucker and Porter on defense. Evan takes the face off. This one pushed forward by West Fargo. Porter steps up though. Defends that nicely. Gets it up to Evan. He brings it in. Turns, fires it to the middle. That's picked up by Eli. Eli backhands one over to the near side wall where it's picked up by West Fargo. They send it up the wall. They'll skate this one out in the neutral zone. Porter trying to come over and steal that off. It's dumped down in. Chased after by Tucker and a West Fargo player. West Fargo gets there first. They try to feed one out front. Sam gets a glove on it, holds on, and we'll get a face off. Oh, Evan will take face off for the Aviators again here. Bouncing puck, pushes it forward, comes over to Soren. Soren trying to chip this one around, gets it up to Evan. Evan brings it into the zone. Sent to the middle. That one's off of Eli's stick. Does a nice little move behind the net. Gets it out front. Bouncing puck comes back to Eli. He backhands one towards the net. He comes over and steals this one away down the right side. Backhands one around behind the net. It'll be picked up by Soren. Soren feeds one out front. Bouncing puck in the blue paint. Evan trying to get a stick on it. Here's Soren again. Backhands one through. It comes all the way out to the point where Porter will pick it up. He looks, fires. Sent in on net. Goaltender didn't see it at first, but was able to get a leg on that one. Out to the point. Tucker tried to step up and steal that one away. West Fargo will get control, brings it into the Aviators end behind the defense. Backhand sent on. Evan goes hard into the boards. It's like he's shaking it off, though. Gets up. Sam makes a save, holds on. Looks like Evan's okay. Kind of went in awkward there on his knees. Saw him shake his head when he got up, so. Looks like he's okay. Coach checked on him. Doesn't look like he needs any further evaluation, so gets right back in line, ready to go again. West Fargo feeds one to the middle. That one's stolen away by Teeny. She feeds one forward. That goes off a couple bodies. West Fargo's able to keep it in. Shot sent on. Glove by Sam. Holds on, and we'll get a face-off. 12-16 to go here, third period. Aviators with 3-0 lead. They lead in the shot department 33-25 now. Face-off, one back by West Fargo. Turns, fires, whiffs on it. Here's Jace in all alone. Gets a shot off, hits the goaltender in the mask, got a second chance at it, but just dragged it wide of the net. Now he's battling for it in the corner. They send it out to the point, kept in by Teeny. Teeny tried to feed it over to her D partner, but Caleb had already left the zone. And that one's sent in offside, so we'll get a face off just outside the zone here. Big opportunity for Jace there. He was in all alone. Had a second chance at that too, but couldn't quite stay out in front enough to get the shot off. This one comes back to Tucker. He'll push it forward. Gets it up to Barron. Barron brings it in 3-on-2. Works it to the corner. Feeds it out front. Trying to get it to Jason Macklin, but couldn't quite get it through the West Fargo defense. West Fargo just dumps this one down. That'll be an obvious icing, and we'll get some fresh legs out on the ice. Looks like they'll just change out the forward group. It'll be Evan centering Carter and Grady here. Carter to take the face off. Or excuse me, Evan to take the face off. Fucking slap backhanded up by West Fargo that comes out in the neutral zone. Porter has it. He's trying to push it forward. Looks like he'll get it up to Evan. Evan will bring this one in. He slips around one defenseman. Lost the handle on that one. Grady comes in to try to help out. Now Carter will slide over too. Grady along the wall. Comes out to the point. Tucker trying to keep it in, but I think it's snuck out, so he's just trying to keep it pinned along the board. Grady feeds it over to Porter. Porter trying to feed this one out. West Fargo player goes down. Porter's able to chip it out. Grady pushes it forward, but West Fargo backhands this one down. No ice on that one. It'll be picked up by Carter. He goes behind his own net. Skates this one through the middle with some speed. Trying to go around the defense. Bumps into a West Fargo player. West Fargo steals this one away. Comes out in the neutral zone to Tucker. Ooh, Tucker gets bumped hard there. Down he goes. Carter keeps it in. Now Tucker pushes it down into the corner. Evan gets bumped off the puck. West Fargo trying to get this puck out, but cannot. Carter makes a big old hit, and that'll be a checking call and a power play for West Fargo. I wish. I think Carter was just kind of making up for a couple of calls that we saw West Fargo do against the Aviators, so he took it into his own hands to get even, but he gets called for the penalty, so he'll sit in the box for the next minute 30. As the Stampede will get a 5-on-4 power play here with 10:09 remaining here, third period. The Aviators still with a 3-0 lead. West Fargo sends it to the middle, picked off by Macklin. He'll skate this one in down the far side. He gets knocked down. West Fargo with it. Sends it out to the point, picked up by Teeny. Teeny skates it forward, sends it forward, trying to get it over to Soren. Looks like West Fargo gets this one behind the defense. Teeny to the low defenseman back. Soren do a nice job to get back. The same with Macklin. Puck comes loose into the slot. This one will be picked up by Caleb. Caleb skates this one, carving through the defenseman. Down the right side, slows things down, tries to spin away. Still with the puck. Gets a shot off, pushes it just wide. Aviators on the penalty kill here, but attacking a lot more than West Fargo. This one sent out to the point, picked up by Teeny. She sent it up the wall, gets to Macklin. Macklin backhands one down into the corner. About 30 seconds to go on the power play for West Fargo. It comes out to Teeny. Teeny sends one towards the net. Blocked. Picked up by Soren. He gets his stick lifted, and West Fargo worked this one out in the neutral zone. Now down in the Aviators' end. Shot sent on. Big save there by Sam. Rebound. Gets sent off the side of the net. Sam dives on it, makes a save, and we get a whistle. So 8 seconds still on the power play. 8:46 to go here, third period. It'll be Evan and Eli out there for the Aviators as the forwards. Here's Eli with it. Now he'll skate this one to the near side, now to the zone. Backhands one down into the West Fargo end. Carter comes out of the box, so we're back at the 5-on-5. Porter and Tucker are the defensemen now here for the Aviators. That one's stolen away, and West Fargo will get control in the far side corner. Eli comes over trying to steal that away. Porter trying to keep it in, but West Fargo gets out in the neutral zone. They bring it into the zone. Carter steals that one away. Spun, tried to feed it to Eli, but just tipped off his stick, and it'll come right to the defenseman for West Fargo who came off the bench. Bouncing puck here in the neutral zone. West Fargo settle it down. They'll bring it into the zone down the near side. They try to feed one to the middle, but that one's picked off. Eli dumps it out. Porter's going to chase it after this one. Looks like West Fargo's going to be the first one to get there, though. Puck comes loose. Macklin off the bench. Gets around the defenseman. Lost the handle on it, though. Chases it down in the corner. Tries to feed it out to Porter in the slot. That gets picked up by West Fargo. Back they come, but a nice defensive play by Evan. Poked it away for a second. But offsides on West Fargo. And we're going to face off just outside of the Aviators' end. So 7:31 remaining third period. Aviators with 3-0 lead. They're still pushing the pace, looking for more. Macklin will take the face off. He's got Jason Barron as his wingers. Teeny and Caleb on defense. Skated forward here by Macklin. West Fargo with it, trying to get this one out of the zone. It goes off of Caleb's stick, comes out in the neutral zone. Teeny tried to poke that one away. Here's a 2-on-0 for West Fargo. They feed it over, trying to get Sam moving. He slides over, makes the stick save. Picked up by Teeny. Teeny feeds it through the middle. West Fargo gets control at the blue line though and dumps it back down in. Teeny gets on this one. She sends it up the wall, trying to get it to Jace. That was a little bit out of his reach. Another shot for West Fargo, blocked there by Caleb. Teeny comes over to the wall, defending nicely. Ties that up, gets it forward, feeds it up to Barron. Barron will skate this one forward. Trying to get around the defenseman, slips around him. He gets knocked down. West Fargo picks it up. They push it up to the wall. They're up to the point here. Caleb's able to send it in. Gets it down to Jace in the corner. Jace pushes up the wall, gets it to Macklin. Macklin backhands one back down to Jace. West Fargo steals this one away. As this come around their net, and then they feed one through the middle, trying to split the D, but it's off a stick, and Porter's going to chase after this in his own zone. He sends one off the wall, gets it up to Jace, who chips it out. Sent back in, but stolen away by Porter. Now picked up by Barron. Barron feeds it back to, Macklin. Back to Barron. Barron goes behind the net. Takes a look. Wraparound attempt gets knocked away by the West Fargo defenseman. They feed it up the wall. Caleb racing over to try to get there. He chips it up the wall, but West Fargo's able to chip this one out. It'll go all the way down, arm up for icing, but Sam plays it. Hands it off to Porter. Porter gets swallowed up in the corner. West Fargo steals away. They have a player out front, but can't quite get him the puck. Spin around, wrap around attempt. A little pushing and shoving in the blue paint here, but everybody skates their separate ways, and we're going to face off in the Aviators' end. 5:24 to go here. Third period, Aviators leading 3-0. West Fargo really closing the gap on the shots department. Aviators still leading, but it's 34-30 now. Aviators were leading by double digits at one point. This one comes loose to Carter. He skates out in the neutral zone. Trying to get through the defense. Lost the handle on that one, but stays with it down into the corner. West Fargo gets there first. They skate this one forward. Grady tries to poke it away, but West Fargo has control, and they'll skate this one out in the neutral zone. Comes loose to Tucker. Tucker feeds it forward, gets it to Porter. Porter sends it forward, gets it up to Grady. West Fargo pushes this one right back out into the neutral zone where it comes to Porter. Porter feeds it over to Tucker. Tucker gets caught up in his skates. He feeds it forward to Carter. West Fargo just swinging at it, trying to get this one chipped up and out. Comes to Tucker right in front of the scorer's table. Now Carter brings him to the zone. In the slot, shots in on. That's his hat trick goal. As he makes it 4-0. He got hit pretty hard just as he shot that too, but either way, that is his third goal of this game and gives the Aviators a 4-goal lead. 4:33 to play here. Aviators lead 4-0. Going to take the face off. Picked up by Caleb. Skates this forward. Works it to the middle. Gets in the high slot. Shots in through traffic. That goes off the goal post and in the back of the net. So Caleb Jacoby gets on the board as well. Now 5-0 game. Aviators still just attacking, wanting more. Love to see it. As they lead 5-0 here with 4:24 to play. Mac out there with Soren and Eli. Eli gets the puck. He'll skate this one into the zone down this near side. Backhanded towards the net. That one will go behind all the way to the far side where it'll be picked up by Soren. Soren feeds it forward to Macklin. Macklin works it to the front of the net. He's trying to get on the board. Shoots one, puts it through the legs, but couldn't quite get it past the goaltender. We get a whistle and a face-off coming in the West Fargo end. Otini and Caleb out there as defense. Macklin, Soren, and Eli as the forwards. This comes loose, picked up by West Fargo. Let's skate this one forward. Trying to get through the defense. Tini gets back. Shot sent on. Sam makes the save. Picked up by Eli. Eli feeds it off to Caleb. Caleb skates this one forward. Feeds it up to Macklin. Send it behind him, though. Looks like it'll go down for icing, and we'll reset back down in the Aviators' end. A good passing there, just a little bit off the mark. Ends up going for an icing call, but either way, we'll reset down in the Aviators' end for a face-off as Evan, Barron, Jace come out as the forwards. Tucker and Porter as the defensemen. This one pushed out in the neutral zone by the Aviators. Picked up by West Fargo. Porter trying to steal that one away. West Fargo's able to get it back out into the neutral zone. They'll dump it into the Aviators' end where it's picked up by Tucker. Tucker tries to chip one out. That one off a West Fargo player. Bouncing around in the zone. It comes out to the blue line, but not out. West Fargo will push it down into the sidewall. This one comes over to Tucker again. He'll feed it forward. That'll come out in the neutral zone. Trying to hit Evan, but a little bit too far for him as it comes down in the West Fargo end. There you go, D to D. Trying to work this one up the far side. They'll send it out in the middle here. One-on-one. Tucker, the lone Aviator, back. Porter hustling back, but here comes another West Fargo player as well. West Fargo gets control. They try to feed it out front. That goes through everybody. Comes out to Jace as he tries to force this one out. Looks like it'll come out in the neutral zone. West Fargo pushes it back in. Down the far side wall. Sent through the middle. West Fargo. Shot sent on. Blocked by Porter. Porter goes down hard in the corner. The arm goes up. West Fargo will take a penalty here. And Aviators will go on the power play. So Aviators sending out Macklin, Grady, and Carter. Caleb and Tini will be the defenseman. Macklin will take the face-off here. Comes loose to Carter in a slide. Tried to get a quick shot off there, but West Fargo steals this away, and back they come. They work it to the far side, trying to get around Tini, but she does a nice job knocking that away. West Fargo still with control, though. Feeds it to the middle. Sealed off by Grady. Grady feeds it forward, gets it up to Carter. Carter trying to turn the defenseman inside and out. He goes down hard. Carter, a big hit in the corner. Arm goes up. We're going to get a penalty here. Couple penalties here on each team, so that'll stay 5-on-4. Actually, maybe it'll go 4-on-3 here. Yeah, it looks like it'll stay 5-on-4. Still a power play here for the Aviators for the next minute and 2 seconds. Be Macklin and Gray out there with Barron. Caleb and Tini still on defense. This one comes up. Tini comes up to defend, but West Fargo gets it down in the Aviators' end. Caleb comes over trying to seal it off. Sent forward, shots it on. Big save there by Sam. Sent up the wall here. It'll come out in the neutral zone. West Fargo will regain control. Barron trying to steal that away. Comes loose to Grady. Grady works it right down the middle, trying to get through the defenseman. Gets shot on. That one hits the crossbar and stays out. Nice effort there by Grady. Here's Macklin, works it to the middle. Shot sent on. Just as he fired, West Fargo got a stick in there and sent it just wide. Grady with control, trying to work it to the middle. Sent back in there by Teeny. West Fargo with it now, chips it out in the neutral zone. Grady comes over to try to steal this puck away. Grady, probably the tallest player on the ice, just stealing the puck away from the shortest player on the ice. Caleb will work this one forward. Goes around the defense. Gets on forehand. Got knocked away from him. Looked like the net came off. They finally get the whistle for the net being off. Probably get a face-off here down in the West Fargo end, but only 41 seconds to go here. Aviators leading 5-0. Evan will come out, take the draw here. Soren to his left, Eli to his right. Tucker and Porter at defense. Controlled here by West Fargo after face-off. Porter jumped up, but West Fargo is able to slip around. Tucker comes over. West Fargo gets behind. Tried to get a shot, whiffed on it. Ends up going in the corner. And another attempt whiffed on as well as Porter tries to push this one out in the neutral zone. He'll take down the West Fargo player. We get a whistle and a penalty coming to the Aviators. They'll release the two players that had the coincidentals earlier. So they're back out. But West Fargo will get a power play here for the rest of the game. There's only 22 seconds left. West Fargo with a golden opportunity to score there. As he fired, couldn't quite get his blade on the puck. And it whiffed on it, sent it into the corner. This one's poked forward here by Soren, trying to get this one out. He'll get control and push it down towards the goaltender. West Fargo, he'll have to play it. He covers it up, lets it go. West Fargo chips up the boards, but Caleb steps up and keeps that one in the zone. Slips around one. Thought about shooting. Elected not to. He'll push this one down into the corner. Eli goes after it, trying to get after the puck behind the net. He gets shoved into the boards hard. A little pushing and shoving behind the net here, but that's the end of the hockey game as the Aviators shut out the Stampede 5-0 on a 34 save shutout for Sam Hines. Big day for the Aviators. They come down to West Fargo, take care of business, and come out of here with two solid wins over the West Fargo Stampede. If I remember right, this team does have a couple games next week. I'm not 100% sure of the times, who they play, where they play. I will get that posted at some point. So keep an eye out. Message from your loved one about the Facebook page. So keep an eye out for that. We'll get you added to that so you'll get better updates. You don't have to rely on family members trying to remember another thing. And you'll be able to see when the lives are coming and all that fun stuff. So another fun weekend of hockey in the books, and we appreciate you guys joining us. And we'll see you next time.